I've been to many events across the world, from those in Miami and Los Angeles to Dubai and Paris. I never followed the traditional route. The network I built from scratch got me every opportunity, even helping me retire at 21. In this video, I'll share the exact rules I followed to help me network with 40 different people in just one day. And if you stay till the end, I'll drop a few special tricks that will help you become a networking pro. This is how to network in real life. Whenever I go to events, I always wear a suit and tie, even in hot weather, where everyone else would be in a shirt. I've had people come up to me to ask why, but over time, it turned into a reason for them to remember who I was. Some thought I was crazy, but if you're meeting tons of people at an event, you'll only remember those who left a lasting impression. Your appearance is the first thing someone sees. It doesn't mean you have to wear a suit to every event, but you need to look presentable. Body language also matters. I've seen people look away constantly when trying to network with someone instead of make good eye contact. Others speak too quietly. A better way is to bring their energy and speak with a positive spirit. To win on the presentation front, you need a clean haircut, fresh breath, and a nice smile ready before you approach anyone. If you look sharp, you come across well, which means people think a certain way about you. This opens doors before you even say anything. Now that you're presenting yourself well, let's tackle what feels like the most intimidating part, that is walking up to someone and starting a conversation. Here are the 3 ways to approach a person for the first time. Number 1 is to let them educate you. If an event has happened more than once, you could try saying, "You've been here before? It's actually my first time, so I was wondering if it was any good." They might say, "My first time too. To be honest, I don't really go to many events, but I thought I'd try this one." And they might ask you where you're from or what you do, and that's when you start a proper conversation. Number 2 is to catch them off guard. Say something like, "Excuse me, you look very familiar." They'll probably be confused by this, but at this point you've got their attention. Then kindly introduce yourself with a smile, and then have a normal conversation off that. And number 3 is to relate with them using something obvious. If I saw another guy in a suit, I tell him, "Are we the only 2 guys in suits?" The hardest thing about networking is the first few words you say. Once the ice is broken, all you need to do is keep talking. After a few minutes of meaningful conversation, I use a simple line to end things with a smile. "What's the best way to stay in touch? You got iMessage or something?" And as you're exchanging numbers, something I like to do is take a selfie. This will help them remember your face, because they might meet hundreds of people. Even if they don't feel comfortable sharing a phone number or even taking a picture, they might give you an Instagram or LinkedIn. Don't be offended either way. Your goal is to build an initial touch point. Networking is a numbers game, so you need to have the right mindset before you get started. Try to think like this. If I meet 40 people, I might make 1 new friend for life. But to do this, I have to speak with another 39 people with no guarantee of success. From doing this, you might find a circle of many friends that can help you, and you will look out for them too. Not everyone will get on with you, but that's okay. Some people are too busy, uninterested, or even just rude. But every no brings you closer to a yes. So don't let your pride stop you from trying again. A crucial thing to do the first time after you meet someone is follow up. Send a message maybe a day or 2 after taking down their info, saying something specific from your conversation to remind them who you are. You could say, "Hey James, it was great meeting you at the Creator Conference. I want to share the podcast we talked about earlier. Cheers, Ryan," the British guy in a suit. It's thoughtful to remember something you promised to share, and it keeps the relation warm to be worked on later down the line. This brings us to the powerful concept that is give, give, give. The easiest way to deepen a relationship is to pay attention to what they care about. Follow what a person posts on social media, how their business is performing, or better yet, ask questions during catch-up calls. Once you know what they need, if you can help, you gotta do it for free. If you do this for everyone you know on a regular basis, you'll have a high-quality network in no time. I once met a business owner who needed a new website but had a tight budget. So I asked him specific questions like, "What's your budget? And do you have any references of designs that you're looking for?" Once I knew he was serious, I went and found a designer to do the job, giving him exactly what he wanted, simply as a favor. To my surprise, months later, he reached out and made a valuable intro to return the favor. But giving isn't always about individual gestures. Sometimes you need to create opportunities for people to connect with each other. When I was a university student, I hosted poker nights in my apartment. Nothing fancy, just snacks, my rented apartment, and a poker set. The secret was in my invitations. I'd strategically bring together very different people. My job was simple: create an atmosphere where everyone felt comfortable. And over time, these poker nights turned strangers into friends, and some even did business with each other. Did I need anything in return? No. But by setting up these connections, I gained the trust of a lot of people, especially when I invite them to meet random strangers. The same rule applies if you're not a fan of poker. You could organize group dinners or host a bar meetup. These don't need to cost much at all. They don't even take much work to organize. The value comes from the environment you create. In other words, what you do for others. So here are a few ways to network better. One of my favorite things to do was going to an event with a high quality camera or a friend that knows how to use one. I would offer to take professional photos of people at the event with the event in the background. Not selfies, but real polished and even edited pictures they'd appreciate. Once I took the photo, I'd chat with them for a bit because taking a photo already broke the ice. And as the conversation comes to an end, I say, "It was great meeting you. What's your number so I can text these over to you after they're ready?" See what I did there? They now want the picture, and the only way for them to get it is by giving me their contact info. It's only fair, because in their opinion, I'm giving them some sort of value without asking for anything in return. Here, I got their number without feeling awkward or coming across as transactional. Once you've sent the photos, you've already made a positive impression. And even better, the next time you follow up, they're likely to remember you as someone who helped them, not just another face at the event. Another crucial rule is to keep your network safe from time wasters. As you grow your network, people will start to ask you for introductions to people you know. This could be good and bad. While making intros can be great for your reputation, careless ones can do the opposite. Here's my rule: only make intros when you're confident it will benefit both people. If you make random and meaningless introductions just to look like you're helping, you'll lose credibility fast. High-profile folks don't have a lot of time, so wasting it, even unintentionally, can harm your relationship, and they might even ignore you next time you reach out. When you repeatedly make great introductions, you gain respect, and from that moment on, people will trust that when you connect them, it will be worth their time. So why network in the first place? In this economy, it's very hard to get a job. If someone you have a great relationship with is hiring for a role you do well at, they already know you. So if you're good enough, you might be one of their first choices. Beyond getting jobs, when you know the right people, you're never more than 1 or 2 connections away from solving a problem. Networking is very uncomfortable, and that's great, because the more people you meet, the more confident you will become. This will help in so many aspects of life, from needing to convince people and sell things, to negotiating higher salaries at work, or raising money from investors to launch your own business. Remember, the goal isn't to collect lots of contacts. It's about making relationships that last. And that starts with giving before you expect anything in return. So, next time you meet someone, think about what you can offer. An introduction, some insights, or simply be a good friend.